All right, so we got MSTR is piling. This just Bitcoin upcoming breakout is just pending. That's how I feel anyway. So MSTR is pushing higher. You've got Nvidia pushing into that 136. This was the 11th the market Nvidia makes. Held, popped up to the green. I'm talking about this green trend line. Came back down, held, made 5 green bar advance. Then it had a red, then a green, then a red on Friday. And here we have pre-market tag your it, which was price target on the hourly, 136 generally from this 106. It took a little while to get there. And why I'm still very bullish. Number 1, Nvidia. Number 2, MSTR because of a Bitcoin rally that I see coming. And basically the market overall. So the market overall, we did hit sneaky little bugger, but you can see the high was 58.21. And then we settled a little bit at 58.15. You can see that I have 58.21 right here. We'll have to go kind of tag and work around that. But this is the higher level still, 6,010 kind of thing. Okay, so we've got lots of bullish backdrop, and then we've got earnings. So while everyone's focused on earnings, which pretty much looks like this chart, this is impressive because expectations for earnings have been revised lower, actually hard. They have fallen hard since Q2. And when realized earnings were 11% year-over-year earnings growth. So they've really dropped by about 33% in just 3 months. How can they do that, you ask? Well, that's not the right question. What's the result? What's going to happen? It's likely that obviously earnings bar is very, very low down in this 4% area, that it's going to be very easy to beat. So we've got an earnings season that has been downgraded substantially. We have an election coming up where I still made my bet last month for clients, right? Where I think Trump is actually going to win. And John Authors in Bloomberg this morning simply was showing some charts that I grabbed. Again, this is not a political commentary at all. This is just, hey, you got to start preparing and protecting however you feel politically. I think the chances are growing for Trump. So we have to kind of just keep that foremost in mind, as we still have to keep it in mind that it is actually growing in probability since I talked about this last month. So anyway, long story short, inflation is still a big problem, even if they talk it down. And the second worst on record, in fact, was in the past 4 years. We've got the University of Michigan sentiment. Yes, it's a survey, but you can also see that it has been falling. In other words, they're not feeling very confident. And over the past 5 years, it continues to fall. So assets, you've got earnings bar being lowered. A Bitcoin to me looks like it's going to start moving higher, and that's a liquidity tell as well. And anyway, but the dollar is definitely moving higher. This is big picture. I did some intermarket over the weekend, but you can see where this was the level I was looking for, this 100.2. It wasn't such a hard one. It's just basically the 200-day. So we're going to come down to the 200-day and bounce. We did strongly. And guess where we're bouncing into? 103.50, which is probably where we take a little pause. The 103.50 is basically the 50-week. So we've gone from 100, at the time it was 100.2, and we've made quite a bottom. 1, 2, 3 candles that stop in that 100 area. Weekly candles that stop on the 100 area. Hence the very strong bounce. And yields had also moved higher, but that we already anticipated. So now the big question is, when are we going to get non-jobless claims? This is basically that chart that I have shown you on occasion where we get 267,000, then we will absolutely start to have some volatility. But in the meantime, in the in-between time, we haven't. Now Boeing is laying off 17,000 and 7-Eleven is closing 444 stores. There is still a lot in the economy that shows indications of higher jobless claims, but the one we just got was largely due to Helene, the hurricane. And so we'll have to kind of adjust for weather on that one. But long story short, once we make it back above this red line, it will pull forward recession worries and risk. So there's no question, I'm still eyes on the prize for that one.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.